Welcome back to the Daily Trading Journal. Today was a good day. It started off a little rough. I was a little nervous. Wasn't seeing any really strong setups. Went down 4%, even pre-market, which is something I don't often do. But went in pre-market and just didn't really see some setups. Kept scanning, kept looking, and then identified some things. So let's talk about it. First of all, as always, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not certified financial advice. I am not a certified financial planner or certified in any sort of financial domain. This is simply the musings of my journal as I take my journey learning how to day trade. Now, up until this point, that is this week, I've been trading with one share, practicing based on percentage movement of the specific tickers. But now this week, I've decided to increase my position size and I'm trading 100 shares per position that I'm taking and starting to see some gains, which is really exciting. Right now, I am up 26% on the week, day 2 in the week. So super excited about the progress I've been seeing in my trading journey and in my rules and in my guidelines and the setups I'm looking for. Okay, let's talk about today. I started off the day in SYTA. I went in right before pre-market. I saw that this was climbing up slowly. So I went in, got in at 24, I think it was 24.99. Yeah, so it was like $24.90, so about 25 cents. And then, it went up, but it kept tapping. It kept doing these tap tests, and it just wasn't progressing. It was just tap, 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 like just a lot of big volume shifts between sales and buys. So bid and ask, bid and ask, bid and ask. It was just bouncing back and forth. And so by I think when did I get out? I think it was like 20... Got it at 24 flat. So lost about a penny on this one, and this was a 25-cent stock. So lost almost a penny on this one. I sold out right here as it broke below VWAP. And I thought, okay, this is not going anywhere. I thought it would gain some legs and rip up to its pre-market high, which was, where's the pre-market high? Where are you at, pre-market? Well, excuse me. Oh, 26. Sorry. It's right. Okay, it's right there. It's hidden. So the pre-market high was right there, 26.50, and it was getting really close. As you can see, these candles were getting super close. We topped out at about 26, but it just could not make that push. And so went ahead and cleared that one out, and I thought, okay, got to shift my focus. This is not progressing. And then it was a good choice because it ended up getting below VWAP, and it was unable to break through VWAP so far for the rest of the day. So I was super happy with that. Cut my losses quickly. Unfortunately, not quick enough. Lost 4% on the first trade of the day. But then I had been also watching PEGY. So I had my mind and my eye on PEGY. I was waiting for it to break through the pre-market high. That is the setup I am really focused on here in my trading journey is pre-market gap and goes. And so watching, it goes ahead, it pushes through it was approaching the pre-market high because I think I actually went in at 24. Yes, I went in at 324. So right before it busted through that pre-market high. That's how I've been getting into these positions lately, is I've been trying to jump in right before that pre-market breakthrough, because once it breaks through, it pops really nicely and gives you a lot of cushion. And so I'm trying to play these right before they're breaking through. So it was above VWAP, hits 324. I bought on this candle here. It tapped up, pulled back a little bit, but held VWAP. So I thought, okay, I can hold VWAP. I can, manage about a couple cents risk here and I'll be okay. And then boom, it just hit this candle, ripped right through, super happy. And then it continued to stair step here. I actually went ahead and sold that position at 353. So let's see where that ended up real quickly. So it went up, about 353. So I saw it do this, 65. Then it came down and I sold around this candle at 353. It broke down to 347, had another tap of 367, but never saw a lot of strength. From there, it teetered along VWAP and then broke down. So very happy with that play today. Rode the bulk of the move, captured that 9%. So that was really good. But I still was wanting to get a little bit more of that loss back. Not going to lie, I think I traded a little emotionally this morning. I was not super happy about that in myself, that I traded that way, because that is very risky. So anyway, so I went over to MMAT, and during MMAT, it had a good move here from the $1.78 all the way up to 198. I got into MMAT at 194 and just kind of played the tap to 195 and then tried that again from 197. But again, I missed the bulk of the move. It wasn't really smart. So again, like it just, this was its highest point. So I played it and then it just dropped a little bit and it just never recovered. And so that was a pretty foolish play. Lost 2% on that. But then I did another scan, found TENX, and this was a really picture perfect setup. So it had a little bit of pre-market high, and then it just started ripping up. Now I found this one right about at the 11, I think it was 1170. Let's see, 11. Oh, it was 12.1. It was my first entry on that, and I was happy with this because it was moving up. It was showing some good strength. So got in at 12.1, wrote it up to 12.5, and then sold that position. So played a really small portion of the move there. So 12.1 to 12.5. So that's the position I played. And then I went in again and I played from, let's see here, 12.859 to, I think it was 13.25. And, you know, honestly, I'm not super happy with that play because really this would have been the better play, waiting for it to come back, test VWAP, and then rip from 12 up to 14. I mean, that would have been much, much better. But obviously I can't predict. And I think that's one of the things that I'm really trying to focus on, is not trying to predict, but trying to just follow the momentum that's in front of me. Because, I mean, wow, 12 to 14 cent move would have been really good. You know, 2 whole cents is a lot of percentage change. So let's just see real quickly in the charts what that would be. So let's go 0.12. Let's just say 125 because I wouldn't have entered perfectly. And then 0.14. So, you know, 12%, which would have been really nice. However, doing what I did, kind of scalping that trade, to be totally honest, I still ended up with a 6% gain on the trade, which put me at 10% on the day, which is my ultimate goal. You know, my number one goal is green. My ultimate goal is 10%. And so captured 16% yesterday, captured 10% today, took only 2 losses. So I am very happy with my trading overall. Now, could I have held positions longer? On TENX, I don't know, because I don't know if I could have weathered all of this down. I mean, the lowest it got was 11.49. Now, if I would have held or entered a little sooner, so I had my eye on this stock when it was at, I think it was at 10.80. So right here, it was at 10.80, and I thought if it breaks through this high, that's going to keep moving up. That was my, you know, hypothesis. And so I saw it poke through and I was like, oh, I don't know, because it kept kind of having these pullback. But that would have been the best entry point. I was watching it right here around the 8:45 mark. I watched it poke through and I just didn't go for it. I got gun shy. And that was foolish. I should have gone through because I could have had, you know, that whole move, which would have been absolutely fantastic. So I think one of the things that I'm learning about myself is that I'm pretty gun shy on the positions that I know will do well. But what happens is, because I'm gun shy on the positions that I see, the setups I see moving really good, when it comes to a setup that isn't moving as good, I'm actually less gun shy and I get into those. And I have a tendency to get myself into trouble. Luckily, I'm kind of working out of this through these past couple of weeks. So for instance, you know, I ended up getting into this and I rode a percentage in the move. PEGY, same thing. Like I got into it and I got 9% of the move. And so I think, like, because I've now spent, you know, 6 months, which is not a ton of time in the market by any stretch of anyone's imagination, but because now I have a feel of the setup I'm looking for and how it plays and how it progresses, I'm starting to get that kind of intuition. And so I need to trust the intuition more, take the position, and if it doesn't do what I had anticipated, cut the loss quickly. But if you don't get into it, you miss that opportunity to take the bulk of the move. And this had not moved much, right? It had just broken above VWAP. It had a lot of room to grow. And then as you see, as it moved up, it pulled further and farther away from VWAP, right? And so I entered the trade right here. It's pretty far away from VWAP. I don't love that. But when I initially wanted to enter, it had just broken through VWAP and it was gaining strength. And that is where I want to be in the position. So let's go look real quickly at PEGY. PEGY. This is exactly how I want to play. Get in right as it's pulling away from VWAP and take the bulk of that VWAP gap. And then as soon as it started to get closer to VWAP, I was like, okay, like it's starting to come back down towards VWAP. Okay, let's move away. We took the bulk of the move, good to go. And so I think that's probably my biggest learning lesson here on TENX is like, it's pulling away from VWAP, get in, hold, see how it does, and it just rode. It rode really well. And even down through here, if I would have been in at 10 cents, I could have weathered this. I don't think I would have. I think honestly, if I got it in around 10.80, I would have been super happy to sell up around the 12.80. And they'd be totally fine. Like my goal as a day trader is to take base hits, not try and aim for home runs, because the problem I see with home runs is you're always trying to get those high percentages, and a lot of times stocks can flush very quickly, and it leaves you with a negative percentage rather than building small positive percentages week over week. And that's what I've been focused on. Like my best weeks have been 30% on the week. And to me, that's fantastic. I will take that all day, all week, all month, all year long. And so by focusing on those, the big brunts of the moves, the initial big push as volume is really slamming and people are buying and selling, like that's when I want to be in, when there's a lot of volume and a lot of trading happening. And so again, TENX was like a perfect setup, and I just got gun shy. I really got gun shy. And so for next time I'll know to really take the big brunt of the move. So happy overall, like I said. Wow, still seeing this thing move up. This is looking like a great one. I am not touching this. However, I'm sure it will still continue to move up. Oh, sorry, I'll show you guys. TENX is now testing 15 cents. Man, that's so exciting. Like, right? I think what really gets me excited most about right now is, like there's so much talk about, it's a bear market and, like there's so many like stocks that are losing money and going down, but there's always opportunity. And that's what I think I really enjoy about day trading is that, like, for instance, yesterday, I traded a stock position from, let's see, what was it? It was our ARDX. So I traded ARDX from 833 to 842, traded it from $1.52 to $1.77, made 17%, and then it immediately cracked. And it's like, okay, like that was not a position I wanted to hold for a long time. And I'm fine with that. Like I love these, 1 to 10 minute positions. I think the thing that really makes these possible though is to not have greed. To be happy with those small percentage gains. Because if you want a go into the moon stock, like those are few and far between, honestly. Like these short, predictable moves, when you have a plan, when you follow your strategy that you develop yourself, that you understand, then you can take these small gains that turn into big gains over time. So anyway, this is like the musings of my mind. Again, not financial advice, simply educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your research. Investing and trading is always risky. For years, I just had a certified financial planner that I invested with, but I thought it's time for me to gain control and understand more of how the markets work and how I can take advantage of it. So that's my journey here. I hope you'll follow along. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. I'd be super happy to chat with you in the comment section below. Until tomorrow, thanks for joining the Trading Journal. I'll see you next time.